Learn to control your attention and you can literally manipulate your reality. Now, it sounds easy, but we're literally in the midst of a battle for your attention right now. And many people, although they have these desires, you might have things that you want to build, you might have a business you want to start, you find yourself depleted at the end of the day. And I only realized what this hidden force was working against many of us when my phone broke and I was without a phone for a whole week. Yeah, for a whole week. I did not have a phone. I was not able to communicate with people. I was only using my computer for communication and social media and things. And there's some drastic changes that made me realize what attention actually is and how we can channel it towards the very thing that we desire. Now, there's no doubt that phones have drastically changed the landscape of how we get things done and how we communicate with each other. But in this day and age, a highly stimulating digital age, when you have dozens of apps on your phone, these things are constantly pinging you, pulling your attention away from the things that you actually desire. Now, you have a force within you, a willpower, but this willpower is completely useless if you don't have the attention to fuel it. Now, attention isn't even just some random concept that I'm talking about here. It's actually an energetic force. And there's three aspects to yourself: your mind, body, and soul, which means beyond your physical body, you have an energetic system. And attention is this energy that you generate in what I call your life center, which is a limited amount of this energy that's generated through the food you eat and the air you breathe. You can only breathe so much air and you can only eat so much food, and it generates a certain amount of this energy that I used to even call capacity. Now, there's a way of even increasing your capacity that I'll tell you about at the end of this video that will sort of overpower these hidden forces working against you. Now, every time you open your phone, I think the average person probably spends at least a couple hours on their phone. My iPad actually tells me how many, hours I spend on my device. And no doubt it's like maybe 50 to 60 hours a week. And maybe some of that, a good chunk of that's probably productive, but like it comes to show how attached we are to our screens and how this control system we're in, this is not by accident. It's all by default. It's all by design. Where the system we grew up in, with the specific beliefs and the specific institutions that have taught us a way of being, a way of living, has implemented these devices so deeply into our lives without us even consciously questioning the impact it has. And you can automatically write off a certain percentage of your attention towards these things. There was a study done even showing that if your phone is beside you, it's pulling your attention away, even if you're in that vicinity of that device. Like you're not even actually using it, but you're just beside it. It's pulling your attention away. So there's actually a physical organ in your body called the pituitary body that is responsible for gathering this energetic force, this attention energy, and directing it like a beam towards what I call the universal mind. You ever find, like, when we're on our phones constantly, when we're in this state of tension, that we're never getting the inspiration? You don't feel creative. You feel like you're sort of flatlined in your own productivity. There's a good reason for that. It's because for millennia, mankind has been attached to an energetic force outside of ourselves. And like I was saying earlier in the video, you can generate a limited amount of this energy within you. But what if there's an unlimited source of this energy outside of you? And what if you could use this attention organ to project the very things you desire out towards this all-seeing, all-knowing mind, this universal mind, that again has been written about throughout the ages, through religions and ancient texts have all mentioned this and call it different things. And ultimately, that's what it is. It's sort of a universal, all-encompassing mind that reflects back to us our internal state of reality. What if we're able to actually direct our internal state of reality, direct our attention towards, channel it out like a beam towards the things that we desire, only to receive them back? I think this is why many people get frustrated and confused when they begin to learn about the law of attraction and manifestation. They start doing all the techniques. They start opening their third eye. They start doing all these things. But the thing is, it's all secondary. If you don't have the energetic battery charged up to do these things in the first place, to collect that energy and direct it, then it doesn't matter what techniques you do. At the end of the day, you're just not going to have the energy to carry it out. Going back to our ancestors, they had continuous contact with this universal life force because their attention was not pulled away by these devices that often have a big emotional impact on us, that keep us in a state of fear, that keep us in a state of anger. Like, look at all social media right now. It's just a toxic cesspool, right? I'm on Twitter every now and then, and I log on now, and it's like all hate, all opposition, all division. And I could see how many people would get stuck in a very contracted state. And when you're in this state of fear, your nervous system contracts inwards, and you lose this connection to this universal life force energy, this infinite energy that can actually help pretty much all your desires and dreams come true through your willpower, through giving you incredible insights and inspiration and clarity. But we have to put the phones down. So how do we do this moving forward? The way we do this moving forward, and even after getting my phone back, this is the greatest thing you could possibly do, is for the first 4 hours of your day. I wake up at 6 a.m., but whatever time you wake up, for the first 4 hours of your day, do not touch your phone. Do not look at your emails. Do not go on websites. Do not open apps. Give yourself time to be invisible to the whole digital world. And in that time, complete the very tasks that you've set your mind to, the very things that you've been dreaming about for years. And in that moment, you can also, something I've been doing and teaching on this channel is making continuous contact with this universal life force energy, especially when you're in these states when you're no longer being stimulated by this device. And I've actually added something down in my store called CreatorHQ. It's absolutely free, and it's a little guide to get you started on how to make contact with this infinite universal life force. You can pick that up. I'll put that down in the link below. But when you do this, give yourself that 4-hour time. You'll be so surprised at how much you move the needle in just a week. In just a week, you can rapidly shift your life and finally do that thing that you've been putting off for years, months, maybe even decades. This is the time to do it. And in an age of ever-increasing digital noise, AI, and overstimulation, it's now more important than ever to reconnect with this energetic force that our ancestors had access to. Check out CreatorHQ down below. You'll find a whole bunch of things in there, free and paid. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Until next time, peace.